If you remember back several months ago, you were having some real problems um, when you were trying to play varsity basketball. I mean, it was a problem. Couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, that kind of thing, and it was you were experiencing a lot of anxiety. Can you remember back on those days, and why do you think that was happening during those days? Which, but just a few weeks ago, why do you think that was happening?
I just wasn't having fun with it, and I just wasn't in the moment. Like I was always thinking ahead of like next practice, next training session. You know, anytime I had competition, I would kind of just like was just kind of like scared of it, and it would just cause me to freak out, like have like a panic attack. So yeah,
Do you felt like that you were you knew that you could play varsity, and you know now you can play varsity, but eventually you got to a place mentally where you feel like I need to develop my game, and I can do that at JV, knowing that eventually you're going to do exactly the same thing in varsity. Was that where is that like the journey you were on psychologically, do you think?
yeah. I mean, yeah. As of recent, I think I've just done a really good job of accepting it, and just like you said, using it as like a tool to just improve. Not thinking much more of it, and just kind of just enjoying the process too, because it's just a developmental process, and just enjoying the time, getting better, and getting having fun with friends, and just learning stuff, all of it. I've just accepted it, and I think that's what's really helped me and helped me calm down with this whole thing.
But now we have both acknowledged that it is an as if you continue to play basketball, you will be on the varsity. I mean, it is an inevitability. And so we've both discussed it. You know it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. Everybody knows it's going to happen. And that now you have accepted then that reality, but it's not the reality right now. You got the skill to play. We all know that.
Yeah.
But you have made a decision consciously. I am going to develop my game where I am on the JV, and then I will be more ready mentally when I hit that varsity team. I'm going to dominate when I get there. Is that a correct analysis about where you are now?
Yeah. I would completely agree. I would say I'm content with where I am now, because I know I have work to do. I'm not just throwing out these unrealistic goals, because I know what I have to work on. I have to be get physically better, mentally, like in the game, get to that varsity level of just knowing what I'm doing and just executing all the time, and not having any lapses. And I know what I need to work on. So, you know, I'm okay with it.
Do you feel like that the pressure that you were putting on yourself and that maybe some others were putting on you to play varsity before you felt like that you were mentally ready? Do you feel like that, especially when you were putting the pressure on yourself, because you know you were good enough, you were putting in the time, but the pressure that was a primary cause of you not experiencing your full potential on the varsity earlier in the year?
Yeah, I think I just finally realized that this pressure I was putting on myself is just making me worse.
Mm.
So there was no benefit of it, and I feel like I finally realized that, and I I was grinding all summer to try and make varsity, and I think the biggest concern with me was like I don't want to get passed up. I don't want to get passed up. But now I've just realized that that unnecessary pressure is just not worth it, and to just have fun with it. And eventually, like, all things will fall into place. Like, I'm not on varsity right now. I'm not a superstar right now, but if I keep on working, I'll get there. And it comes to like, I don't know how to like say this, like, people achieve that thing quicker like different people achieve their goals like quicker. Like someone may get on varsity as a freshman, someone may get on varsity as a junior, sophomore, like even senior. You know, it comes with time. You know, you just gotta work on your skills and just let it all fall into place. And the unnecessary pressure isn't gonna um change the outcome. Like isn't gonna help you to achieve your goal. It's just gonna make it worse.
Now that you're back, you're on the JV, you're dominating, of course. And you told me the last time we spoke that you actually trash talked a player. You've been going to the rim, more and more. You're turning into a power forward, and so this is now all new to you, and you are having a lot more fun with the game due to that. Is that a correct analysis? Is that a correct statement?
Yeah, I think I've just been like just treating it as a game more and not worrying about my mistakes as much, and just when I do make a mistake, just kind of brushing it off and just accepting it. And like I've been more aggressive because I'm more confident in my skills, because I finally like have seen what I'm capable of, you know.
When you were playing on the varsity earlier on, did you ever get the sense that you might get exposed for trying to be a player that you knew you wasn't quite ready to be yet? Did that ever cross your mind that, you know what, they're gonna find out who I am or something like that? Even though it's unfounded, we all know that. Did that kind of thought ever cross your mind that you would be exposed and things of that sort?
I wouldn't say exposed, but I knew I wasn't ready yet. My goal when I was playing with the varsity during the summer was just to try my best, and compete as best as I could, and just show what I could do at that moment. Obviously you're always improving, and at that moment I just wanted to show everything, give everything I got, because you never know what position you could be put in. Like you never know. I maybe could have been varsity. Maybe I couldn't have. I'll never know. But I all I know is I tried my best, and maybe I did get exposed in some areas, and that's why I'm not on varsity. But I just have to continue to improve, and you know that's all I could say.
Yeah, and I think we all know it is inevitable that you will land on varsity, and maybe next year, more than likely. And everybody knows that, but you've made a very intelligent decision. You sort of crossed over a bridge of acceptance, like you said, and gave yourself a break, took this pressure off of your back, and to say that, look, I'm going to develop in the JV so that when I get to the varsity full time, I will be mentally and physically prepared to lead this team to wherever we can go. That's the kind of stuff that you've told me in the past. Do you still agree with that analysis now?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm just using it as a tool right now. I know I'm a good player. I know what I'm capable of. I'm just not there yet. you know, and it's obviously at the varsity level. It's obviously you're gonna have older guys, you're gonna have more physical guys, you're gonna have guys who played the game for longer, and I know what I'm capable of. I know what my skills are capable of, but I'm just not ready for that next level yet. So
Okay.
I was just like, I'm just like, you know what? I just gotta improve. So maybe next year I'm gonna be on that varsity level, and I'll be ready to to prove myself.
We used a word called assertive, and you have now shaped that to fit into your puzzle. Can you describe how you have used the word assertive to make the improvements to your game?
I've kind of just like took the approach of kind of like, and it's been recently. It's not like I've been doing this for a while. It's something I have to continue to improve on, but I've just kind of been like, screw it, like just go ahead and do whatever I'm doing, like going to the basket. Like if I get stopped and so they steal it from me, or like I miss the shot, like whatever, I'll get them the next play. And it's just like I've just seen what being assertive can do, So now that I've seen what it can do, I just need to continue like you, improving on that skill. You know, it could take me a long way.
Last question now. You told me last time we talked that you actually used trash talk. You got trash talked. You responded with trash talk. That's not, that's not like you, but now you're now doing that as part of some kind of mental mechanism. You're having fun with it. Is that something that you're going to continue to do and be a part of your game in the future, do you think?
Oh, absolutely. That's the goal. You know, that's the whole reason why what I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to accomplish. I mean, that that last game, you know, it was like I I just felt like the confidence within me and just to do anything, you know. And I mean, yeah, that's all I could say, you know.
All right, man. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I asked you follow up now. We used the word exposed, and I said that my client was afraid of being exposed, for not being good enough to play on basketball or on the varsity. And you said that that might not be a bad thing.
Yeah, I mean, along the lines of being exposed, I mean, the worst thing that could happen from you getting exposed is you learn from it. You know, you learn from your mistake, and you just the only thing you can do, positive thing you could do, is just continue to improve. I mean, and I've learned from that because you know when I make mistakes, I've always felt sorry for myself. I've always, you know, dug a hole for myself, and it happens sometimes. But you just gotta like plow through it, and it gets better. And you know, if you just continue to just learn from your mistakes, and the word exposed, like that's not a word I would use. I would say it just it's not even a word. Just learning from your mistakes. You know, that's all you could do. That's all you could do to get better because nobody's perfect.
Yeah.